Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Talk about it.
What?
I don't get it.
I'm so damn confused.
What's this?
Talk about it.
What is going on here?
What's this?
Talk about it.
Wait a minute. I get it. Just do it.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
It's that time again. Time to hit those Zoom links and hit those spaces.
Talk about it.
Time to get your butt in the box and join the conversation.
Talk about it.
About what? You decide. Right here. Only on Talk About It.
Well, duh.
All right, welcome everybody. It is Saturday, November 29th. First week is Thanksgiving weekend. Welcome everybody. Listen, I didn't even know if I was going to do a show this weekend because, you know, it's Thanksgiving and all, but, and of course, man, I love these crazy times we're living in. We are living in some of the craziest times ever. The news cycle is just wildly entertaining. I'm loving it. So obviously we got a lot that we're going to end up having to get into today. You know, but before we do that, you know, I just want to remind everybody, you know, to hit those like and follow buttons. Make sure you drop in comments. All that stuff helps me. It helps get this stuff out there in front of other people. Remember, we no longer live in a monoculture where everybody sees the same things anymore. Frankly, you just have to assume that if it's in your algorithm, that algorithm is tailored to you and no one else is going to see it unless you share it. And that's depending upon people that follow you that have you incorporated in their algorithm. So don't assume that any of us are in anyone else's algorithms. Help us out, break through that monoculture block there. And so like, share, comment, all that fun stuff. Furthermore, do me a favor. I got a merch shop up now. Check it out. Check it out. I got the new Talk About It Censored to Keep You Ignorant hoodie. Got that in. Got lots of other stuff in here. We've got the Unfiltered hoodies and hats, and we've got mugs, stickers. We got Bigfoot as an alien. We got the classic leftism as a religion merch. We got all that stuff. You know, Christmas is right there, guys. This is the ideal stuff. I'm telling you, even if they don't follow the channel, the stuff is still going to be, it's still going to be something that they're going to want to wear. So make sure you swing on over to the merch shop. You can find it on the YouTube channel, links right there. And pick up your merch there today. But okay. Like I said, we got so much shit to get into. Give you, I mean, here's a quick rundown. We got Trump voiding Biden's auto pin orders. He's also suspended third world migration. This could spell trouble for Ketanji Brown Jackson and Elon Omar. We'll get into why here shortly. National Guard shooting that happened a few days ago. I covered that in a brief video. Have some more information since then, and the response that the left has had to this is insane. Campbell's Soup has got some shit going on that's frankly pretty scary, and Kim Kardashian got a pretty wild diagnosis, which frankly it's not too surprising to me. I kind of knew it all along, but okay, we go get into that. And obviously we've got more evidence of Bigfoot. So we're going to dive into all that stuff. But first, you know, before I was going live, obviously, as always, there's always additional news that breaks. And so we've got this news that broke this morning. Check it out. Trump posted to all airline pilots, drug dealers, and human traffickers, please consider the airspace above and surrounding Venezuela to be closed in its entirety. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald Trump. Just thank you for attention to this matter. I swear, he just continues to keep doing that just to troll. It's hysterical. But of course, you already have the left freaking out about this. But I mean, what does this mean? What does this mean? First off, what does this mean? Is it possible that war's about to break out in Venezuela? Is that what's about to happen? Who knows? We're going to have to keep monitoring. I don't know what's going to happen yet, but what I do know is the left has already freaking out. We have them posting this here. Oh, I'm going to have to refresh that because it's hiccuping on me. Okay, so we've got this Adam Parkominko, whoever. Okay, airspace we don't control. Are we going to start shooting planes out of the sky now like Putin? This dude murdering innocents and starting a war that nobody wants, all to distract from the Epstein files. It's all... the left desperately wants everyone focused on the Epstein files as opposed to everything else that's happening that's far more significant. And of course, we got Krasenstein, Brian Krasenstein posting, I didn't vote for this. Did you? Well, we know you didn't vote for anything. I mean, you voted against America by voting for Harris, okay? So, no, you didn't vote for anything that's going to happen under this administration. But, yeah, I did vote for this. I voted for Trump to come out and just start throwing his big dick around and saying, yeah, that's right, motherfuckers. You want to fuck with America? This is what you're going to get. See, that's how you lead the free world. You don't kowtow to the demands of all these third world nations the way that Biden did. And then, of course, we got JoJo out here. JoJo, she's obsessed with that piggy comment that Trump made that, frankly, was absolutely hysterical. I loved it, and I hope he does more of it. But she has been completely obsessed with this. And anything and everything that has to do with Trump, she's responding, piggy, 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 piggy. I think she thinks she's doing something. No, all she's reminding us of is how freaking awesome Trump was in that moment. It was awesome. But okay, so she says, Piggy doesn't have the legal authority to announce a unilateral no-fly zone over another country's airspace. Release the fucking files. See, that's what I said. They are obsessed with these Epstein files. They don't want anybody paying attention to anything else because everything else the left is losing majorly on. And frankly, the files are going to come out. You're not going to see anything new. That's what we all know, but they desperately want to keep steering attention to that. I don't know what the fuck they think that's going to do for them. It ain't going to do shit. We already know that if Trump was in the files, Biden would have released it. We already know that. Stephen A. Smith even says that shit. But anyways, that's what we got going on. We'll continue to monitor that situation. But in the meantime, we got some other stuff to get into. But before we dive into all that, I got a question for y'all. Okay? This here. You see, I got my glasses on. Do you think there's medicine in these glasses? Apparently, we've got people that all their lives have thought that there's medicine in these in glasses. So we got this post here. Well, I learned something new today. Apparently, there are people living amongst us who believe that glasses and contacts have medicine in them. I did not mistype that. I Googled this after seeing one video, and there are hundreds of videos like this all over the internet. Check this out. Check this out.
Being an adult learning new things. Did you know that medicine is not in glasses?
And I don't know why y'all dragging that woman, because yes, glasses do have medicine in it.
You cannot tell me, as a person who wears contacts, there's not medicine in this shit. If I take this shit out, I'm blind as fuck.
I'm gonna lie. I thought they put medicine in glasses too.
Medicine in glasses? What? You got medicine? Why would I have medicine? Because it's prescriptions.
Being an adult learning new things. Did you know that medicine is not in glasses?
And I don't know why y'all dragging.
These people are crazy. So okay. Simple question. I mean, first, I can understand why, like children might think that there's medicine in glasses, because we refer to these two glasses that we are prescribed from our doctors as prescription glasses. And people generally associate prescription with medicine. But no, to prescribe something is to diagnose and then issue a solution for it. That prescription doesn't always involve medication. But prescription glasses, I mean, for anybody out there that doesn't freaking understand, no. Everybody's eyes are shaped differently. And some people, they need lenses that are crafted accordingly to help their eyes based on how the eyes are. Yeah. There's no medicine in here. I mean, you really want to think about it. How the hell would the medicine get into my body? No part of these lenses are touching my body at all. There's no vapor coming from them. How the hell would you expect medication? Hey, listen, I want to know, drop your comments below. Did you ever once think that there was actual medicine in glasses? I want to know. But furthermore, before we dive into all the crazy shit that's happening, we saw this. I saw this, and I agree. We definitely need a lot more of this. This is great. Here you go. Emmanuel, take it away.
This is Emmanuel, do not do it. Emmanuel, don't do it. Emmanuel, don't do it. I'm trying to educate people right now, okay? Can you just stop? 3 inches tall. Emmanuel, every time. Emmanuel, don't do it. Emmanuel, don't do it. Emmanuel, don't do it. Emmanuel, don't choose violence today. Please.
Don't choose violence today, Emmanuel.
Gosh, it's never ending. Our black swan, actually. That may be him right over there. Emmanuel, don't do it. Emmanuel, you know what? Do it.
Oh, this is great.
How did that make you feel? Was it everything that you ever wanted and wished for and hoped for in life? Do you feel fulfilled now?
We definitely need a show called Emmanuel Don't Do It with. I could just watch this all day. That we need more shit like this as opposed to the crazy shit that we see on a daily basis. This is more entertaining, but okay, I think I've delayed enough. Get into some of the craziness that's happened. So Donald Trump has decided that he's effectively going to kick off our holiday season by just showering us with Christmas gifts like crazy. And the Christmas gifts are amazing. I'm loving them. I couldn't ask for anything more for Christmas. I mean, I wouldn't have even asked for these things because I never would have expected it to actually happen. The fact that it's happening makes it even better. So here we go. We're going to drop right in. Here we go. So it started out last week with Trump announcing that he was suspending immediately, terminating immediately the temporary protected status for Somalis in Minnesota. And he attacked Tim Walz. He loves attacking Tim Walz. It's pretty great. But yeah, so okay, this broke last week. It didn't really get a whole heck of a lot of coverage, believe it or not. I was expecting it to get more coverage than it actually did. But this news broke last week, but one thing we've seen is, surprisingly, we actually have Somalis that are okay. They're taking it seriously, and they're planning on getting the heck out of Dodge. Check this shit out. Let me go ahead and pull up this so that way we can all watch it and enjoy together. Here we go.
All roads lead to Mogadishu, Somalia. I've booked my flight. I've booked my flight. By the end
Booked
of this
his flight,
year,
y'all.
I'm moving to Somalia full time, bro. The West
Getting the
doesn't
hell
want
out.
us here anymore, so it's cool.
That's right.
We're cutting. You man are saying all roads lead to Rome. I'm saying all roads lead to Somalia, bro. I'm gonna start up a new life there. I don't know who I'm gonna meet. I might meet some criminals on the run, but that's live. I'm trying to meet some drill rappers. I'm trying to meet a few people out there. I'm not only gonna be going to Mogadishu. Obviously, the whole country is non-extradition treaty, innit? Even though I can't, like, why am I saying that? Because I'm not even a criminal. But bro, do you get what I'm saying? I'm tired of London. I'm tired of Northwest London. I'm tired of this whole city, bro. All roads lead to Rome. Bar that. All roads are leading to Mogadishu, Somalia, bro. I'm moving. I'm gone. Muslim country. We're going to rebuild our country from the ground up. And I'm going to be the first one to do it, bro. Let's go.
Great.
End of this year, it's to Somalia. Here we go. I can't wait. Bro, I don't know the language, but I'm going to learn it.
Great. Hey, listen, I love it. So, okay, obviously this guy is located in London or something like that. But the fact is the message is being sent that the West doesn't want these people here turning our culture into theirs. Okay? I mean, we hear all the time that, oh, America's a melting pot. No, it's not. No, it's fucking not. That's some bullshit propaganda that started being pushed maybe about 100 years ago. It's not a melting pot. But even still, that propaganda was about America, and they've just applied it to all of the West in general, trying to say that the entire West is a melting pot. Well, you know, Western culture doesn't want these people here. And the good news is we got some of these people that are catching on. This guy is saying, hey, he's going to go to Somalia and he's going to rebuild that nation and a Muslim. Go for it, dude. Go for it. I would love that. Stop mooching off of us. Stop mooching off of the West. Go fix your own nation. Go. Get the fuck out. Get gone. So I'm all for that. I'm thrilled for that. That's exciting. All right. But the other thing is that there ended up being a lot of alarms coming from the left. You had a bunch of people on the right celebrating, hey, this means Ilhan Omar's gotta go. But then you had the left pushing back, saying, Ilhan Omar, she's an American citizen, and she's an American citizen because she acquired her citizenship whenever her father became a citizen because she was still a minor. That's what they claim. Well, this woman decided to take a look into it, because it wasn't exactly, really wanted to investigate and check it out. Let's go ahead and hear her out. She reveals some pretty interesting information, and I feel like we should all hear it. So let's get a listen.
Hey, sports fans, AJ Kern here. I recently received a letter from the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services that I'd like to share with you in a moment. But first, a little background. In 2019, Ilhan Omar changed her birth year from 1981 to 1982 on her Minnesota State Legislative page, Wikipedia, and her U.S. Congressional page.
So, Ilhan Omar changed her birth year from 81 to 82, making herself younger. I had no idea you could merely just change your birth year and you could be younger. I didn't know that was a possibility. Hell, in that case, screw it. I was born in 2000. I'm 25. There we go. I'm just going to change my birth year. I'm just going to be younger. And that's going to be legal. Apparently that's what Ilhan Omar did. But let's keep listening. Why would she change her birth year?
You can watch a video explaining why on ajkern.com. You can also watch another video of my visit to the Minnesota Secretary of State's office, where I learned that they did not verify Ilhan Omar's citizenship. Now, last year, I learned that you may request records such as naturalization records on refugees who are deceased. Now, Ilhan Omar's father, Nur Omar Mohammed, did pass away in 2020. So I did submit a request to the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services the federal agency that processes and maintains naturalization records. Now, why would I want to do that? Well, Ilhan Omar claims that she obtained citizenship when she was 17 years old, meaning that she's claiming she derived citizenship through her father. How it works is an adult refugee, they apply for citizenship, they go through the process, and when they naturalize, their minor children derive citizenship through that parent.
Okay.
The form that I sent, I included the name her father used when he lived in Somalia. I also included a news article with a photo of her with her father, and this news article did verify that he did pass away in 2020.
Okay.
Whoever conducted the record search, they knew exactly whose records I was seeking. So it took a whole year. I did receive the letter on June 20th, and ironically, June 20th is World Refugee Day.
Okay.
Interesting. Your index search request was received in this office on June 27, 2022 regarding Nur Omar Mohammed. Yada yada, we completed a thorough search for records. Unfortunately, we found no matching index reference. Our search included all variations of the subject's name, including Nur Saeed Elmi Mohammed, with the same results. There's no records.
What?
You can see the letter on ajkern.com. And I want to be clear about this. The federal agency which processes and maintains naturalization records, they have no index reference. There's no record. He never naturalized. So it's impossible for Ilhan Omar to have derived citizenship through her father. It looks like Ilhan Omar is not a citizen. She just didn't count on the fact that someone might request her father's records. So it looks like Ilhan Omar has committed voter fraud and may have perjured herself when she ran for Congress.
Agreed. Agreed. That's freaking crazy. She claimed that she derived her citizenship from her father when he achieved citizenship, except there's no freaking record that her father ever obtained citizenship. Therefore, she's not a U.S. citizen? Interesting. She's got to go. Get that bitch out. I'm just saying she's got to go. And another thing I'm going to say, I don't really understand why so many people are upset at at deporting people to Somalia. I mean, seriously, look at this place. This is gorgeous. Look at this. This is Somalia. Look at it. That's a freaking paradise. Look at that place. That is gorgeous. Gorgeous. So, we're told all the time that it would be considered cruel and inhumane to send Somalians back to their nation because it's such a shithole. But yet I'm looking at this right now. That don't look like no damn shithole. To me, I'm going to sit here and say it's almost cruel and inhumane not to send them back. Look at this place. Look at this place. This is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm not exactly sure what everyone's so upset about. We're actually doing them a favor. Send them all back. Give them a paid trip back to this paradise. And we already got one guy out there saying that, hey, he wants to go to Somalia and make it, rebuild it and make it an amazing country. Go for it. It looks like you've got a beautiful piece of land to work with. Place is gorgeous. Turn it into a vacation resort and all that stuff. Hell, y'all could be making a shit ton of money. I don't know what the problem is, but okay. Thanksgiving comes, and Trump apparently decided that just ending the temporary protected status for the Somalians wasn't enough. He went further. He posted this extremely long post. So, all right, here we go. Some of y'all may have read it, some of y'all didn't. I'm going to read it for you. He says, a very happy Thanksgiving salutation to all of our great American citizens and patriots who have been so nice in allowing our country to be divided, disrupted, carved up, murdered, beaten, mugged, and laughed at, along with certain other foolish countries throughout the world for being, quote unquote, politically correct and just plain stupid. When it comes to immigration, the official United States foreign population stands at 53 million people. That's in reference to a census, most of which are on welfare. He's not wrong. You know, most doesn't mean 100%, but it's over 50% of them are on welfare. Okay? And he says from failed nations or from prisons, mental institutions, gangs, or drug cartels. They and their children are supported through massive payments from patriotic American citizens who, because of their beautiful hearts, do not want to openly complain or cause trouble in any way, shape, or form. They put up with what has happened to our country, but it's eating them alive to do so. Agreed, 100%. A migrant earning $30,000 with a green card will get roughly $50,000 in yearly benefits for their family. That's $80,000 a year. Wow. You know, whenever I was only earning $30,000 a year, I wasn't eligible for any type of assistance. In fact, I was told that I made too much and that I should quit my job in order to ensure that I got assistance. However, if I was just an immigrant, I would have qualified for $50,000 a year. Interesting. Americans won't qualify if they make $30,000, but immigrants will. I don't know how the hell that helps America, but okay. The real migrant population is much higher. This refugee burden is the leading cause of social dysfunction in America. I agree. We don't have one nation right now. This is what happens whenever you let that whole melting pot thing actually happen. You end up destroying the nation because you have no shared culture. And a nation can't be a nation without a shared culture. But okay. We'll continue. Something that did not exist after World War II, failed schools, high crime, urban decay, overcrowded hospitals, housing shortages, and large deficits. As an example, hundreds of thousands of refugees from Somalia are completely taking over the once great state of Minnesota. Somalian gangs are roving the streets looking for prey as our wonderful people stay locked in their apartments and houses, hoping against hope that they will be left alone. The seriously retarded governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, does nothing either through fear, incompetence, or both. While the worst congresswoman in our country, Ilhan Omar, always wrapped in her swaddling hijab, and who probably came into USA illegally in that you are not allowed to marry your brother, does nothing but hatefully complain about our country, its constitution, and how quote unquote badly she is treated. When her place of origin is a decadent, backward, and crime-ridden nation. No, Trump, we already looked at the video there. She's got a gorgeous home country that she needs to go back to. It's beautiful. Stop talking ill about Somalia. We just saw the video proving that it's gorgeous. We're doing her a favor, which is essentially not even a country for lack of government. Maybe that's why it's so gorgeous over there. It's because there's no government. We have less government. People, things look better, I guess. Okay. Even as we have progressed technologically, immigration policy has eroded those gains in living conditions for many. I will permanently pause migration from all third world countries to allow the U.S. system to fully recover. terminate all the millions of Biden illegal admissions, including those signed by Sleepy Joe Biden's auto pen, and remove anyone who is not a net asset to the United States or is incapable of loving our country. End all federal benefits and subsidies to non-citizens of our country. Denaturalize migrants who undermine domestic tranquility and deport any foreign national who is a public charge, security risk, or non-compatible with Western civilization. These goals will be pursued with the aim of achieving a major reduction in illegal and disruptive populations, including those admitted through an unauthorized and illegal auto pen approval process. Only reverse migration can fully cure this situation. Other than that, happy Thanksgiving to all, except those that hate, steal, murder, destroy everything that America stands for. You won't be here for long. Bravo! I'm so freaking thrilled. I'm thrilled. I can't believe that we're getting this Christmas present already. Get these fuckers out of our nation. End it all now. It's glorious. I'm loving it. A beautiful thing to be thankful for on Thanksgiving. But wouldn't you know, this really pissed the left off. And the responses have been hysterical. Now, first we have the White House reposting it, and then we start seeing these posts. We have the audacity of Trump calling someone a retard when Eric Trump exists. Now, this guy's trying to call Eric Trump retarded, but the thing that the left has seized onto is the use of the word retard. All right. Now, they can't argue with his ability to do this. He's allowed to go ahead and suspend migration and end all that shit. Okay. Frankly, it's something that's long overdue. We should have done this a long time ago. But fortunately, Trump has the balls to do it. He's going to go ahead and get that done for us. But the left has focused on him calling Tim Walz retarded. Now, the other thing, just to remind everybody, the other thing that Trump did in this post was he also called out the fact, the verified fact, that Ilhan Omar married her fucking brother. Yes. But the left isn't honing in on that because they don't want to continue to draw attention to it. Anytime that they post anything claiming that, oh, that's not true, their posts get bombarded with the verified evidence proving that she factually did marry her brother. So they're not honing in on that because they don't want to get buried with evidence proving so. So instead, they're honing in on him calling Tim Walz a retard. So you had this one, and then we have this Eric Garcia guy. This is disrespectful. I'm sorry. As a journalist and as a human being, this is unacceptable for any president to use this word. I mean, I already called it out in last week's episode. They act like Trump's so offensive, but yet they'll turn around and praise Lyndon B. Johnson, who literally used to wave his dick at reporters mockingly, and he dropped the N-word all the time, and he was an extremely offensive president. They praise him as a hero. Meanwhile, they're offended because Trump used a word that everyone used up until about 10 years ago, whenever it was just unilaterally declared offensive when it's not offensive at all. But okay. Then we have this one here. I love it. Jack Pozavic, he posts, Trump just officially gave us the word retard back. Well, now I'm going to push back on that a little bit. I'm not going to say Trump officially gave it back to us. Though maybe he did. I'm going to say the one that started the movement would definitely be I Find Retards on X. They started this movement of bringing it back, and then whenever Elon Musk started posting it, okay, that made it an okay word to be posting online again. I guess with Trump saying it and using it now, that requires the media to use it. So I guess he crossed that threshold for us. But yes, thankfully he did bring it back. All right. We have this one here. Says President Trump's post calling Tim Walz a retard has over 55 million views. That's right. Over 55 million people have now seen Trump call Tim Walz a retard. And it's funny. It's funny. But then we got this person, American woman, posting it and makes a really good point. Says, just remember, those who are infuriated over Trump calling someone a pig, like JoJo earlier, and a retard, yeah, they have zero issues with calling people Nazis, anything phobes, racist, pedos, and anything that would incite someone to want to kill them. Yes, left has no problem labeling everyone on the right any term that would inspire someone to kill them. They have no problem with calling us names that people, if they believed we were truly those things, they would say, well, there's no reason why they can't be dead if they are that type of thing. They have no problem calling people those things, but they have a problem if you call someone a pig or a retard. Yeah, make that shit make sense. But, Trump wasn't done. He was not done. He had more to give. Christmas was not done for him. He had more gifts to give. And so this was dropped yesterday. Well, first we go back up to Thanksgiving Eve. So on Wednesday, whenever he did this, and everyone was laughing. It's hysterical what he did. We're gonna go ahead and get a good look at it here. Pull it up here. All right, let's do this. Pop this, and let me pull it up for everyone to see here. There we go. Come on. There we go. Here we go. Let's play it. This was great. Uh-oh. I muted it.
Investigation by Pam Bondi and all of the people at Department of Justice, the FBI, the CIA, the White House Counsel's Office, and the Department of Everything. We have a Department of Everything. You know what that is? I think that's called the White House. Into a terrible situation caused by a man named Sleepy Joe Biden. He used an auto pen last year for the turkey's pardon. So I have the official duty to determine, and I have determined that last year's turkey pardons are totally invalid.
Listen to the crowd laughing.
About every other person that was pardoned other than, where's Hunter? No, Hunter's was good. That was the one pardon, Pam, that was good, right? The rest of them are all invalid. I don't know what the hell you're going to do about that, but now we're going to take a little of the joking. That is a mess. But
So he's saying this, you know, whenever he's doing his official presidential pardon for the Thanksgiving turkeys, he has voided Biden's presidential pardons because he used an auto pen. Now, this is a joke. This was being done as a joke. Everybody laughed. But apparently, Trump decided that he didn't want it to be a joke. And he wanted to take this shit seriously. And so this was posted yesterday. He posts, let's pull it up here so that way we can all read it. He posts, any document signed by Sleepy Joe Biden with the auto pen, which is approximately 92% of them, is hereby terminated and no further force or effect. The auto pen is not allowed to be used if any approval is not specifically given by the President of the United States. The radical left lunatics circling Biden around the beautiful Resolute desk in the Oval Office took the presidency away from him. I am hereby canceling all executive orders and anything else that was not directly signed by crooked Joe Biden, because the people who operated the auto pen did so illegally. Joe Biden was not involved in the auto pen process, and if he says he was, he will be brought up on charges of perjury. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Well, anyways, yes, this Okay, yeah, I don't have the best Trump impersonation. That's okay. I'm not an impersonator. However, this is huge. This is freaking huge. He is voiding all of Joe Biden's auto pin orders, anything. That was virtually all of his pardons. Everything was signed with an auto pin. And then he says that if Joe Biden says that he authorized all of these, then he'd be brought up in charges of perjury. Why? Because it has already been proven that Joe Biden didn't fucking know about the vast majority of these. That's right. So, this is pretty fucking huge. That means all of these people that got this unilateral pardon, this universal pardon that was issued by an auto pin, null and void, goodbye, bye, right? All these people got to worry about being brought up on charges now because they're no longer protected by their auto pin pardons. They're not legitimate pardons. I love it. I love it. See, I got to remind everybody, Joe Biden had no idea that the vast majority of these things were being signed. Because, like Trump said, his entire presidency was hijacked. Yeah. But now, one of the things that you got being pushed out there is, does this mean that Ketanji Brown Jackson, she's going to lose her appointment? Well, I'm going to push back on that a little bit. I mean, we have video record of Joe Biden nominating her, as well as the whole ceremony of her acceptance, you know, and being appointed. We have all that on record. So Joe Biden was absolutely aware of this and was in approval of it. So even if her appointment was signed via autopin, we know Joe Biden was aware of this. So any hopes of getting rid of Ketanji Brown Jackson, let's be realistic, that ain't gonna happen. No matter how much we wish it were so. No, we're stuck with this dumb bitch for years to come. It is what it is. But what's funny is how the left is responding to this. You got, once again, Krasenstein out here saying this shit. He's saying this. Hold on, we got this guy here. He's saying President Trump declares that any document signed with President Joe Biden's auto pin is hereby terminated. Note, this is illegal, and Trump used an auto pin hundreds of times. But it's not illegal. It's not illegal. Okay? He's the president. He can order this. He has that authorization. Okay? No matter how much you want it to be illegal, it's not. If you really truly believe it's illegal, you're welcome to go ahead and sue in court. We can take it through that whole process, let it go all the way to the Supreme Court just for you to be told that you're fucking wrong again. We can do that if you want to. Good luck. Good luck. If you really want to waste taxpayers' dollars like that to prove that you're a fucking liar, sure. But furthermore, yes, Trump has used an auto pin. The difference is Trump has been aware of the auto pin. Trump has personally authorized the auto pin to be used on these different things. Yes. Biden did not. That's the difference. Are you really that fucking stupid that you can't tell that difference? My favorite one that I'm seeing of the outrage of this is this guy, this Buzz Patterson guy. Or not Buzz Patterson, this Chris Jackson. He posted, he shared the thing from Spencer Hackmanian. Breaking, Trump cancels all executive orders signed by Biden. And he posts, breaking, he fucking can't. And then Buzz Patterson, he just fucking did. And he did. It's great. It's great. Glorious, glorious day. But we've got more. This guy's posting this. Let's switch it over here so that way we can get a full screen on this. Here we go. Let's check him out. Let's listen to what he's saying, and then I'm going to pick him apart a little bit here, because this is always fun. It's always fun to do this. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. All right. Let's listen to dumbass.
Breaking news, and this is so ridiculous, I can't even believe I'm telling you this. Donald Trump just announced on Truth Social that he is overturning every single executive order that was signed by Joe Biden with an auto pen, which he claims was approximately 92% of them. He writes, Joe Biden was not involved in the auto pen process. Here's where it gets absolutely insane. He says, if President Biden says that, yes, I was involved in my executive orders and I signed them and I knew they were being signed, Trump says that he will be brought up on charges of perjury for lying. Donald Trump is a sick, sick son of a bitch.
Why is he a sick son of a bitch? For declaring illegal orders to be illegal. Okay, why is he a sick son of a bitch? For upholding the law, which is what he's elected to do. Why is he a sick son of a bitch? All right. Yeah. He like we already said, yes, he absolutely said that if Biden tries to claim that he was aware of this shit when it's already been proven that he wasn't, then yes, he'll be brought up on perjury charges. Because what the fuck is perjury? Lying? Okay. Let's keep
First of all, this auto pen stuff is a complete fabrication baloney. Presidents sign things with auto pen all the time.
And this is where the left makes an argument that no one has made to then debunk the argument that no one has made. He claims that it's a fabrication as if we've been saying that no president has ever used an auto pen before. No, it's been being used for quite a few presidencies right now, by now. The difference is that his handlers, Biden's handlers, exploited the auto pen and they hijacked Biden's presidency. Every other president has been aware of the auto pen being used to sign different things, and Biden wasn't. I don't know how many times I gotta say this, but they've been told this too. Let's keep listening, dumbass.
Next, Donald Trump himself has signed plenty of documents with an auto pen.
Yep. We already went over that. Yep, he already has. Yep. He was aware. Biden wasn't.
Which makes this even more absolutely ridiculous.
No.
Any American who hears this should find it repulsive, disgusting, and absolutely insane. Let me know if you agree. Donald Trump.
No one fucking agrees with you because you're a fucking moron. But okay. That's that guy. All right. The auto pen. Oh, so glorious. But the gifts, they weren't done. Then he turns around and he's announcing this other shit. What was it that he was announcing? Oh crap, I'm having a brain fart, but that's all right. We got other news to get into. Let me go ahead and get into this other shit we got going on here. Back up. We got this other story. So unfortunately, I covered it earlier this week in a quickie. We had a shooting in DC National Guard. Guy rolls up, starts a shootout, ends up shooting two National Guardsmen in the head. Now, in the video I did earlier this week, I had heard that they had passed away already. That ended up being misinformation, if you will. But it came from the governor of West Virginia. So, there was no reason not to believe that at the time. But I apologize for saying that out there. No, had not died yet. However, one of them has recently died since then. So we had this happen here. Two National Guardsmen were shot. Very heartbreaking. Very, very heartbreaking. These are the two here. Yep. So, U.S. Attorney Janine Pirro has named the two National Guardsmen shot in Washington, D.C. By Afghan assailant as Sarah Beckstrom, she was 20, and Andrew Wolf, 24, both from West Virginia. That's what we're seeing there. Okay. Pierre also confirmed that the shooter faces the death penalty if either of the guardsmen die. One of them has died, so needless to say, we know where that's at there. Now, the White House put out this statement, or Donald Trump put out this statement shared by the White House. All right, the animal that shot the 2 National Guardsmen with both being critically wounded and now in 2 separate hospitals is also severely wounded. But regardless, we'll pay a very steep price. God bless our great National Guard and all of our military and law enforcement. These are truly great people. I, as President of the United States, and everyone associated with the office of the presidency, am with you. All right, well, from that point, wouldn't you know it, leftists such as Krasenstein, this guy, he pops up on my shit all the time. I can't stand him, but he pops up all the time. Of course, what did he do? People like him immediately started blaming Trump. Before we even had any like real information, immediately started blaming Trump. He posted, "It's honestly sickening these National Guard troops were only in Washington, D.C. because Trump fabricated a need for them, and now he'll twist this tragedy into another excuse to flood American cities with even more military presence. This never should have happened. Those troops were scattered across D.C. doing nothing but standing around and picking up trash. All on the taxpayers' dime because Trump wanted a political photo op." See, he's blaming Trump by claiming that there was no need for these troops in D.C. to begin with. Never mind the fact that prior to these troops being there, D.C. was an insanely dangerous place to go. How do I know? I live near D.C., people. I go into D.C. all the damn time. And yes, it was always extremely terrifying to drive through D.C. because you never knew what the hell was going to happen. Every time you stop at a light, you have no idea if someone's going to try to carjack you. No idea. Ever since Trump deployed the National Guard, and I've driven through D.C. and I see them walking down the street, I feel extremely safe. Extremely safe. I have no issues going through D.C. now. I mean, besides the traffic still sucks, but that's because it's a shitty traffic system. But I don't feel like my life is in jeopardy like I have felt every time I've ever gone into D.C. for years. So Brian Krasenstein, who's only ever been to D.C. in passing and only goes to those safe zones, he has no fucking idea. He has no fucking idea what DC's like. All right. These leftists that claim this DC is safe, they only go to these tourist zones that had already been protected. They never venture outside of the tourist zones. And you go outside of those tourist zones that aren't protected, and good luck. Good luck. But not anymore. Not anymore, because Trump fixed that shit. But see, they want to sit here and pretend like that shit's not true, never needed it to begin with. And see, it works for them because they can pretend that none of it was true to begin with, and they can claim that DC has always been as safe as it is, when none of that's fucking true. But okay, that's what some leftists were running with, but then you had a lot of other leftists. This is the type of shit that we were seeing over on Blue Sky. We got this guy posting, these are domestic terrorists and agents of tyranny funded by our government to create fear, chaos, and mayhem designed to get a violent reaction from citizens. This is what third world despots do. Now, people like this, they're sitting here saying that, and these are the people that justify left-wing violence, and they claim that all left-wing violence that's been occurring has been instigated by the right. That's what they like to claim. This is the vulgar shit that they're posting over, the vile shit they're posting over there on Blue Sky. This person posted, hang every one of these traitors in uniform. Fucking fascist. Another one posts. This person posts, those pricks are in dire need of a little bighorn situation. Well, I mean, I'm impressed that you know you have a reference to history that doesn't just go back to World War II. That's what the left usually references, but okay. This person posted, National Guard members were not getting shot in D.C. under Joe Biden. And then this other person posts, they weren't doing anything to deserve it under Joe Biden. So the last person saying that, oh, the National Guards person deserved it. Meanwhile, I see other posts from people like Sissy Boy, Harry Sissy Boy, sitting there saying that, oh, these National Guardsmen never signed up for this. They just signed up to serve their state's National Guard, and they didn't sign up to be deployed to these other cities and stuff. This is all Trump's fault. Never mind the fact that the two people that were just shot, they only signed up a couple of months ago after the deployment had already taken place. And it's in fact exactly why they signed up, was to be deployed to help bring peace to these cities. So yeah, they were shot doing exactly what they signed up to do. Yeah, so stop trying to make that shit up. But then we had this other video that went viral, which frankly has really pissed me off. Let's check this out. This guy here. It's real quick. Let's just play it real quick. 12 seconds. Here we go.
Shout out to the patriot who kirked 2 federal agents near the White House. This is exactly how we need to be dealing with violent dictatorships. Embrace our Second Amendment rights. Hopefully they'll think twice about serving this racist administration. Shout out to the patriot.
Yes. He says, shout out to the patriot who kirked 2 National Guards people, saying this is exactly how we have to deal with this administration. So exactly how you deal with the administration is to just go and kill people? Just go and kill people. I thought you supported democracy because see, this administration was democratically elected. And just as it was democratically elected back in 2016, when the administration's term is up, they will leave office. But no, you don't want to wait that. You want to kill them now. Wow, thanks for supporting democracy. Yeah. He calls the shooter a patriot. This is obviously before he knew any shit about it. But yeah, this is the vile shit the person's saying. Now, fortunately, someone else comes along and they give us some information about this guy, because it's pretty interesting. Let's take a look here. Here we go.
Are you ready to see some just fucking disgusting shit?
Shout out to the patriot who kirked 2 federal agents near the White House. This is exactly how we need to be dealing with violent dictatorships.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Dante, or not Dante. That's Dante Bastion, and I usually don't like calling people out by like their actual name, but fuck this guy.
Yes,
Dante
fuck this guy.
is a station specialist at Hearst Media Production. So I actually have a question for Hearst. Is this really the people you have working for you? Do you understand how fucking bad that makes your company look? You have people working for you that advocate and celebrate the murder of military members. Fuck Dante Bastion, and fuck Hearst Media Production for letting that fucking idiot work there. And it's crazy too, because I never thought I would see people on the left actually celebrating the murder of military members. But you guys actually do. You do celebrate that shit.
They
now,
do?
I'm not going to say all Democrats are domestic terrorists, because they're not. But a lot of the people that support the Democrats, I feel like there's a very high probability that they are domestic terrorists.
I'm going to agree there, but I'm also going to say no. I'm not going to say that all domestic terrorists are Democrats. However, over the past course of like the past 5 years, the overwhelming vast majority of domestic terrorists have been Democrats. Can't argue with that. That shit's true. But now this is what I found pretty interesting. I went ahead and took a look into Hearst, and this is what I found. Hearst, you know, they've got their X page up. Okay, they got like 31,000 followers. Look at that shit, right? This is what they posted on Veterans Day. Honoring all who served on this Veterans Day. Coco 5 thanks all veterans for their service. So they reposted this post from a news station. as if they are honoring and celebrating veterans. Meanwhile, they still employ this guy who celebrated the death of veterans. That's it. And I've been monitoring this page, looking and waiting to see whenever they are going to announce some type of update that they fired the fucker. But no, so far we got nothing. We got nothing so far. And that's these despicable douchebags we got. So fuck Hearst, fuck Dante, fuck them all. Disgusting. But then we find out who actually did it. My space keeps ending now. I don't know why. It was running just fine before, but now it's not running fine. I'm going to go ahead and get that thing up again. All right, here we go. Go, go, go. I guess I keep dropping too many F-bombs, and the space don't like the F-bombs, I'm assuming. So maybe that's it. Maybe I got to monitor my F-bombs. Is that the problem? Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. We're going to find out if that's the problem. Anyways, we have this that ended up dropping after we start seeing the left just celebrate this shooter and praising him as a patriot and all that stuff. Then it breaks that the National Guard shooter has been identified as, I can't pronounce his name because obviously it's a foreign name, but he is an Afghan illegal who entered the United States under the Biden administration in 2021 and reportedly yelled Allah Akbar during his attack. Now this is whenever you have a bunch of leftists pushing back saying, oh, but the Trump administration, Trump administration approved his application for asylum in April. Okay, I like to point out that's the Trump administration. All right, we already know that we have some left-wing activists in the Trump administration that haven't been weeded out yet. We're still working on weeding them out. But furthermore, Trump doesn't oversee every tiny little bit thing, so you can't blame Trump. However, Biden did launch an operation allowing all of these Afghans into America effectively completely unvetted. And we'll get into that. So yes, this fault still lies on Biden. He would not have even been here to have a refugee application approved had Biden never let him in to begin with. So that all stems back to Biden. All right. But anyways, we have a little bit more information here. We got the Afghan and father of 5. That's important. We're going to mention that. Accused of ambushing 2 National Guard troops in the U.S. Capitol, was brought into the country by the Biden administration because of his prior work with the CIA and U.S. government. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. He worked with the CIA and the U.S. government. He worked with the CIA and the U.S. government. That's insane that he was even allowed to be. I mean, that he would not that he's even allowed, but the fact that if he's working with the government and then he commits an act like this, I mean, that's concerning. That's concerning. We got to get to the bottom of this shit. But okay. Moving on. Okay. As for this mention here of he's a father of 5, that's significant because we see a lot of these Muslims coming in here to America and they're breeding like crazy. They're having all these offspring and they are outbreeding Americans. That's what they're doing. They're trying to take over the country from within, and that's what they do. This is one of the reasons why Americans actually need to be having more kids, but no, see, the part of their whole mission was to discourage Americans from having kids, so that way they can come in and take us over from within. That's what they've been doing. But okay, moving on, Nick Sortor post here. He says, breaking the Afghan national who shot National Guardsmen in D.C. shouted Allah Akbar during the attack. Law enforcement sources tell us. Okay, yeah, we already covered that. But then we got this. We get this. This is interesting info.
To show you, he was part of this CIA-backed elite Afghan unit, and this right now shows some details where they operated in Afghanistan, but also the vetting process. Supposedly, they went through biometric screenings, in-person interviews, which is very interesting, and Lochinwall's connection here. He was assigned to this O3 unit recruited and trained by the CIA to fight against the Taliban. This group, also, Rebecca, known for their brutality and called death squads. So you take that last point there that I just said, right? That they're known as these death squads, quite brutal. And that this man also went through...
So this guy was a trained member of an Afghanistan death squad. So it wasn't just some disgruntled citizen. No, this guy had military training, and he was known for brutality associated with the death squads. This guy should have never been here in America. Never. Okay, but now we've got some good news, okay? The Trump administration will be seeking to execute this guy after he killed Sarah Beckstrom. The other National Guardsman is still in critical condition, and we're all praying that he pulls through and makes a full recovery for us. But one's already dead, so that means that this guy will be facing the death penalty. Personally, we already know he fucking did it. We already know he did it. We don't need a trial. Just kill the guy already. Once upon a time, we used to have a very swift judicial system. But then a whole bunch of liberalism came in and corrupted our system. Now our judicial system is the most unjust system, I would say, in Western society. Okay, maybe not. You got some more unjust systems out there. But still, it's a pretty unjust fucking system. Justice is not being served the way that it should be. And we need to get back to the way it used to be served. This guy should have been dead already. He should have already been placed in front of a firing squad and erased from the planet. He should have. But yet we live in this liberal society that wants to give all the villains all the rights in the world. Fuck him. He needs to be dead. He needs to be dead. But okay. We got this post here. Afghan who shot 2 National Guardsmen in D.C. had worked with the CIA. He was here under a special Biden-era deal called humanitarian parole. And this person posts, Jared Taylor posts, whether they worked with us or fought us, people like the ones in this photo don't belong here. These are guys that are loading up gas cans. You got some kids mixed in there, and they're terrorizing their community. They shouldn't be here. They shouldn't be here. But then we have this other breaking news here, and this being posted by America First Legal. The Biden-Harris administration claimed that they were importing Afghans as refugees who helped the U.S. government, when in reality officials admit in newly obtained documents from litigation that they did not know their identities. Some have allegedly committed heinous crimes. And there is a whole thread on this, just leaking all of these documents, proving that the Biden administration didn't know any of these people that they were letting in, placing our nation at serious risk. So I recommend you jump on over and read this. There's so much information in here. It's fucking terrifying that these are the people that the Biden administration just let in. So thank God Trump is putting an end to all this shit immediately. Thank God. But hey, that's make sure you jump on over and check out that entire thread. I don't want to get into that right now, but it's posted by America First Legal, so make sure you get over and check that out. But here's another interesting thing that was kind of surprising. Apparently, Sarah Beckstrom, her name was being searched on Google search prior to the shooting, and as was the shooter's name. And this all spiked prior to the shooting. It's interesting that these names would be spiking before the shooting. You would think that it would spike after the shooting, but it all spiked before the shooting. Now, I don't know if this is, based on a time coding thing. If you're searching these names and you're in a different time zone as the news is breaking, your dates are going to be different than others, because everyone's in different time zones. So that's a possibility. But wouldn't you know it, the conspiracy theories are already flying. They're already flying, suggesting that Israel is behind this. What are you going to do? I guarantee you, whenever Candace Owens comes back, she's going to end up doing a 3-week-long thing claiming that Israel's behind this too. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I can't stand it. But how are Muslims reacting to this? How are Muslims reacting to a Muslim shooting 2 National Guardsmen? Well, I'm going to show you how they're reacting to it. This is how they're reacting. They're posting shit like this. They're posting shit like this.
Whoa, whoa, what's going on? I heard some noise. From Dearborn to New York, only one nation, under God. Exquisite. Whoa, whoa, what's going on?
Now, I don't know if this is supposed to be funny, but that shit ain't funny. That shit ain't funny. Now, he says only one nation under God. Yes. Yes. Fortunately, he didn't say Allah. But we all know that Muslims' God is Allah. But is he mocking us? Or is he calling for a one? I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is that I'm seeing shit like this. I'm seeing shit like this. This is a little bit more concerning to me. Yeah, so this is happening after the shooting, and it's coming out of Dearborn, Michigan. And that's not the only thing that we see coming out of Dearborn. We also have this shit coming out of Dearborn.
تا وقتی که انشالله این کاخ سفید را حسینیه نکنیم فریادمون همین است که مرگ بر آمریکا.
Bunch of Muslims in Dearborn and Hamtramck, Michigan, chanting death to America. Yeah. And we get calls for all sorts of violence. And then here's what we're seeing on Black Friday yesterday. Look at them coming in here and disrupting peaceful shopping. We got this here. We got another video here. Here we go.
Which one?
Here, let's get this on the big screen here so that way we can all see it here. Get a nice big view for us. Here we go. Play.
Folks, don't interfere with an arrest, guys. Stay back. Stay back, guys. Stay back. Folks, you're gonna get arrested. You're gonna get arrested if you interfere with an arrest, all right? Hey, I'm sorry, but the guy was coming up and touching officers and all that stuff, all right? Back to the protest.
I'm grateful to see these people getting arrested. We need more arrests. Of course, they all cover up their faces. They demand that ICE agents not cover their faces. because they want to know who the ICE agents are. Meanwhile, they'll cover their faces. Why are they covering their faces? They're covering their faces because they want to conceal their identities, because they don't want to suffer consequences for what they did publicly. But they want ICE agents. They want their identities revealed so they can be attacked. Ashamed of yourself. Why?
Go to safety.
Why is this bitch out there with a baby? Shame for what? Shame for what? What's the shame for? I see no reason to be ashamed. They should be ashamed of enforcing the law? I'm confused. Ashamed of themselves. I don't get it. Anyways, that's the crazy shit that we're seeing happening there in Dearborn, or not Dearborn, happening in New York. This is some of the response that we're getting from this Muslim who attacked National Guardsmen. Meanwhile, I love this post from Chris Rose here. It says, following the shooting in Washington, D.C., President Trump has suspended all Afghan immigration. Love it. Love it. In the UK, an Afghan national recently stabbed Wayne Broadhurst to death. What's the UK's response? Just thoughts and prayers. That's it. This person, Chris Rose, is acknowledging that America has a leader who cares about his people. That's right. You know, I wish that there was more that we could do for Wayne Broadhurst over there in the UK to get him some justice, but we got to fix America so that way we don't end up like that. We got to fix that shit here now. So that's what we got going on there. All right. We got some other news that we got to get into here. Let me go ahead and hit a stinger so that way we can do that other stuff.
Other news.
All right, so in other news, we got this anonymous account. Now, I just want to point out to everybody while I can, I'm going to pull up Anonymous. I'm going to go ahead and click here. And as we see, Anonymous is located in North America, which means that he is not an American. He's located in Canada. He's a nobody. In fact, his identity was even revealed. It's hysterical. He looks exactly as you would picture. But anyways, he's posting out here, they want to shift your attention with the DC shooting from these topics: Epstein file cover-ups, White House secretary colluding with Russians. They're the same old bullshit that they're all. Reality is, the left wants our attention focused on nonsense as opposed to true important shit. All right? They desperately want us focused on other things other than the shit that's actually happening. And they can't stand the fact that we're not letting them distract us in that sense. But one of the other things that the left doesn't want us paying attention to is this news here that's breaking, okay? The Republican pushing a bill to hold judges accountable for releasing violent repeat criminals. Thank you. This bill should pass unanimously. If it does not pass unanimously, then there needs to be a thorough investigation into every freaking politician who votes against it. Because there is no reason that these judges should be continuously releasing dangerous, violent criminals so they keep going around killing all of us the way that they've been doing. Now, some other interesting news. This is probably one of the craziest news stories I've heard all week. Campbell's Soups. Campbell's Soups. So, an executive at Campbell's Soups went on an hour-long rant on video, just trashing the soup company. And in that recorded video, he admits that Campbell's uses bioengineered meat in their products. He also says that only poor people buy their shit, all that stuff. As it reads here, it says canned. So Campbell's fires an executive allegedly caught on a secret recording insulting the company's products, customers, and employees, including calling its food shit for fucking poor people. The company apologizes for the hurt caused, saying the behavior does not reflect our values and the culture of our company. Okay, the behavior might not reflect your company. However, the guy revealed the truth about your company. You use fucking bioengineered meat. And yes, pretty much only poor people buy this shit. In fact, you go to the grocery store and this is going to be sitting right next to generic brand shit right there in the fucking aisle, and people are actually going to pick up the generic store brand shit over the Campbell's soup shit because they're effectively exactly the same, and the generic brand shit's going to be a few pennies less because only poor people are buying shit. This is disgusting. Bioengineered meat. I knew there was something wrong with it. I stopped eating that shit about 20 some odd years ago, maybe longer. And yeah, well, I think Campbell's is done. All right, some other fun shit that came out here is White House posted this. Tired of the fake news? We got the place for you. Get the facts, track the worst offenders, see the fake news exposed. They released this new link. Let's go to it. Let's check it out. Here we go. Misleading, biased, exposed, media offender of the week. So this is going to be a fun new site that people are going to go to and check out the White House's media offender of the week. So we got the Boston Globe, CBS News exposed, and the Independent exposed. We got this guy here. This is fucking great. You can check out all of these different things. So outlet CBS News, the Boston Globe. The offense is that the media misrepresented President Trump's call for members of Congress to be held accountable for inciting sedition by saying that he called for their execution. All right. Then we have a reporter, Alyssa Figa, Andrew Feinberg, and we got all the different things here. Okay. And then we got the truth. The Democrats and fake news media subversively implied that President Trump had issued illegal orders to service members. Every order President Trump has issued has been lawful. So, okay, I went over all this in the last episode. But this is fucking great. It's a new website that the White House has put together where you can actually track who the offenders are, what they're doing wrong, and all that shit. It's fucking great. We got repeat offenders. So make sure that you jump on over and check out this page. In fact, I'll be bookmarking it as I'm doing right now, so that way I can always continue to monitor this page for all the top news media offenders for the week. Okay, finally, speaking of fake news, we got this OnlyFans chick that's saying this shit about Charlie Kirk. Let's listen to what she's saying here.
Charlie Kirk was subscribed to my spicy site. I know this may come as a shock to most of you because he was so adamant at speaking out against my community, but I felt it was right to bring this to the surface so everyone can see how Republican men are secretly in love with the dolls. Alright, here is a photo from my spicy site of the legal name taken from the credit card used to subscribe and how much money he spent on me.
So this person, I'm saying person, okay, is claiming that Charlie Kirk was a subscriber to their OnlyFans. Say this person because this person looks like a female, but has a very deep voice and refers to themselves as being a member of a community. Now, I don't know if this community is the OnlyFans community or the trans community or any of that other shit, but this person is claiming that Charlie Kirk was a subscriber and is posting this thing claiming that Charlie Kirk spent $30,000 subscribe through subscription services. Let's keep listening.
So let that sink in, folks. I don't care how many cease and desist emails his team tries to send me, and I don't care how much hush money they try to give me. The truth is out, babe, and it hurts.
Now, it says the truth is out and it hurts, except this is the thing that I still love about X. We get truths, but we have a community note. OnlyFans does not receive personal information such as the cardholder's name from credit card transactions. The name this creditor shows is set by the user and not verified by OnlyFans. It likely does not belong to the real Charlie Kirk. Yeah, it's a fucking hoax. That's what it is. It's a fucking hoax. And that's what they always try to do. You know, they're still desperately trying to destroy Charlie Kirk's legacy. Because that's the despicable people that they are. They don't give a shit about how it possibly hurts Charlie's children or anything. No. It's all about destroying someone that was a prominent voice on the right, that is still a prominent voice based on all the videos that are still out there and how relevant they still are to current news. Now, over the years, time will pass and his stuff will become less relevant, just as what happened with Rush Limbaugh when he died. But the way they have been treating his legacy has been fucking disgusting. Fucking disgusting. But okay, we're going to get into some culture war stuff. Here we go. All right, so here we go. So we just went over a whole bunch of shit, all in the first hour and a half so of the show, talking about the elimination of third world migration into America. Goodbye to the temporary protected status for Somalis. Goodbye to the auto pin. Goodbye to all that fun shit. But now we got this fun shit. This is coming from the Whatever podcast. Let's check it out. This will enrage you. I hope you're buckled up. Here we go.
Let's say the United States went to war with Colombia. Who do you side with?
Colombia.
Get the fuck out of our country. Holy fuck. Why do you side with Colombia?
Because I'm from Colombia.
You've lived here for 10 years and you're now a citizen.
Okay, still that doesn't mean I'm not gonna side
You
with
have
my
no...
country.
Okay, I'm looking this up. Yes, becoming a citizen requires taking...
I want to clarify. This chick says she's still going to side with her country. If you're an American citizen, Colombia is no longer your country. America is your country. If you still see Colombia as your country, you have no fucking business being in America. And you have no business having American citizenship. So he is absolutely right in his response of get the fuck out of our country. Let's listen to the oath of citizenship as he breaks it down for her. Let's back it up here.
Okay, I'm looking this up. Yes, becoming a citizen requires taking the oath of allegiance. By taking the oath, you pledge to renounce any foreign allegiance, support and defend the U.S. Constitution and laws, and perform service to the country when required by law. You do not become a citizen until you have completed the oath ceremony and received your certificate of naturalization. Did you receive your certificate of naturalization?
Yes.
Did you complete the oath ceremony?
Yes.
So you're a liar? Do you remember
Yes,
this?
she's a liar.
Here, read that shit
She's a
again.
fucking liar. Her citizenship needs to be revoked and she needs to be deported immediately.
Renounce and abjure. I don't even know what the fuck that means. All allegiance, Colombia, and fidelity to any foreign prince or what the potentate? Is that a fucking fruit? What the is that shit? It's like a pomegranate and a fucking potato. State or sovereignty. Did you say that shit?
Yeah.
So you didn't? You lied to get into the United States, bruv.
I didn't lie.
Yeah. Yes, you fucking did.
It's not allegiance.
Originally, you said Colombia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll stick to that answer.
Needs to have her citizenship revoked immediately. Kick the fuck out of our nation. Those are my thoughts. I want to hear yours. Go ahead and drop your comments below. Let me know what you think. I can't believe we're living or seeing some of the shit. We live in a crazy fucking timeline. I swear, I just don't know what to do with these people anymore. I don't know what to do. But okay, we got some other shit to get into with the culture war. We got this fucker down here saying this shit.
If you are...
Let's listen to what he has to say. Oh, man, I swear. We need to get rid of so many people in this nation.
If you are specifically a straight white man and you say that Spider-Man Peter Parker is your favorite superhero of all time, unfortunately, I have to remind you that is a red flag.
So you are not allowed, if you are a straight white man, you are not allowed to like Peter Parker. You are not allowed to like Spider-Man. Now, something tells me this guy ain't straight. We definitely know that he ain't white. Something tells me he ain't straight either. All right. But you listen to him. If you're a straight white man, you can't be a Spider-Man fan. And he's going to tell us why we're not allowed to be Spider-Man fans.
So when a white dude says that Peter Parker is their favorite superhero, I always ask them why. And it's the same answer every single.
You always ask them. I don't know what's more pathetic. The fact that you hold the view that you have on white men thinking Spider-Man is their favorite hero, or acknowledge or saying that Spider-Man, or the fact that you talk to so many people about fucking Spider-Man and fucking comic book shit. How fucking old are you, dude?
Time. They say he's relatable. And I always get confused about this whole
He is relatable
thing, specifically with white people towards Peter Parker. Because what is relatable about him? And even if you don't read comic books, you know Peter Parker is the character who has gone through a lot of struggle. And we all know that white men, specifically straight white men, do not struggle at all. So,
and there it is. Fucking woke liberalism bullshit. White men, straight white men don't struggle. They got everything handed to them on a silver platter. Well, clearly you've never been a straight white man, especially not over the past 10 years or so. Trust me, I could literally do a 7-day straight non-stop stream of all the examples of how straight white men are the only oppressed people in this nation today. Let's keep listening to Fuckhead.
What about that character are you finding relatable? Now, the way that I view white men looking up to Peter Parker as a superhero or as their favorite superhero, it's not the fact that they see themselves in this character or they relate to his struggle, is that they try to live through that character, if that makes any sense. It's like subconsciously they know they don't struggle in life, so vicariously living through these fictional characters is the closest thing to that struggle.
I literally have a son right now who has been applying nonstop for jobs for going on 2 years now. And he can't land a job. He's in college. Before he was in high school, now he's in college. And part of his tuition is he has to be on the federal work study. So he has to find work. And he is literally applying to 20 jobs a week. He has run out of jobs to apply to in his area, and he's reapplying to all of them again, desperately trying to find work so that way he meets the requirement for his work study program. But he continuously gets passed over every fucking time, and there's only one actual reason why, because I helped him put together that resume. It's a badass resume. There's no reason why he shouldn't be able to land the work. The only reason he's not is because he's going to school in an area that is predominantly black. And he's amongst the very few white people in the area. And all of the positions are being given to black students. They're being prioritized over him. Tell me again how straight white males don't struggle. Okay. What about any time that I find myself unemployed? It's hard as hell for me to find another company that's going to employ me unless I refuse to list my race. Why is that? Why is that? So don't give me that bullshit. I'm not going to fucking listen to your shit anymore. You done pissed me off. At the end of his video, he says, stay woke. Of course you fucking say stay, because you're a woke fucking retard is what you are. Thank God your side has lost. You're done. You've already lost. Thank God. And there's a huge turn in the tide here, so I'm super thrilled about that. Okay, we're going to jump into some entertainment news. All right, so here we go, getting into some entertainment news. We got some news coming out about Kim Kardashian, and this is fucking great. I'm sorry, I'm gonna laugh a little bit, but y'all can laugh with me. Anybody, this diagnosis that she's getting ready to receive, I'm gonna say I'm not really surprised. I suspected there was something wrong all along. It makes sense now. Let's go ahead and listen to this diagnosis as she receives it and see her reaction. Here we go. Here we go. Get it up on the screen here for us and go.
What are those holes?
Yeah, I don't like that. So what the holes mean is low activity. Compared to this one, the front part of your brain is less active than it should be. Your frontal lobes, as they work now, it would be harder to manage stress. And that's not good for you, especially as you're...
So in other words, she has low brain activity. It's less active. Her brain is less active than it should be. That probably affects a lot of decisions she's made. A lot of...
Studying and you're getting ready to take the boards.
That just can't be. It just can't. Not accepting.
For whatever reason, you're not getting, and it could be the chronic stress that you've been under trying to think about.
Look at her. She is completely puzzled at everything that he's saying right now. She's not comprehending. I don't think that she's comprehending. I don't think she's having trouble comprehending that her brain ain't working. I think she's having trouble comprehending the actual words because her brain don't work.
In a couple of months and studying 10 hours a day, not to mention all the other things that go on in your life.
Yeah.
But we have to make it better.
I got to get on a plan to really figure this out.
Get on a plan
Because
to figure
I have
this
some
out.
to do this summer.
Now, I always knew there was something going on up there with this chick, but at the same time, she is case in point that you actually don't have to be very intelligent to be successful, as long as you get intelligent people around you to help you be successful. She's always gotten by on her looks. However, her looks alone wouldn't have gotten her to where she is with that unless she had intelligent people working around her, teaching her and showing her how to capitalize on her looks and monetize that shit. And she's done a pretty good job monetizing that shit. But if she didn't have her looks, she wouldn't be anywhere because people wouldn't be willing to help her monetize it. I'm just saying. She definitely ain't going to get anywhere on her intellect. We've known that all along. Now she's hearing it from an official diagnosis. That shit's hysterical. I'm sorry. Sorry to find it funny, but I'm just not going to lie. I find the shit funny. It's funny shit. Okay. All right. There's our entertainment news for the week. Let's go ahead and get into some conspiracy news because obviously we've got to address that too. So we've got more breaking news. Let's do it. All right. You know, last week I showed y'all a video. Extremely convincing evidence that Bigfoot is alive and kicking it around Bethesda, Maryland. Now, once again, yeah, we've got that 3-eye atlas thing coming. I've been saying for years now, Bigfoot is a species of alien. Anytime we get people that push back saying, oh, Bigfoot doesn't exist. If he existed, we'd see evidence of him. We'd have carcasses and stuff like that. We'd have bodies proving it. No. Not if Bigfoot is a species of alien. They're not going to leave those bodies laying around. Their kin, the other ship, they're going to be taking them up and getting them out of here. Well, that's what I believe the 3-Eye Atlas is. We got these species of Bigfoot coming. Their mothership is coming or whatever. They're coming for the invasion. Now, we got evidence. I showed it last week of Bigfoot in Bethesda, Maryland. And now we've got more evidence. We got more evidence. I'm going to show you right here. I'm going to show you right now. Here it is. Here it is. Today in Lexington, Kentucky, this guy was shown a photo of the best cast out of Indiana that he's ever seen. Look at that. Look at that. That's clearly indisputable evidence that Bigfoot is in Indiana. So we got Bigfoot in Indiana. We got Bigfoot in Bethesda, Maryland. Prove to me that's not real. You can't. You can't prove that's not real. It's there. So, I mean, I said it last week. I'm going to say it again. This is going to be our last Christmas, guys. Enjoy Christmas, because come New Year's, Bigfoot's going to take us over. I'm just saying. A lot of the stuff that we covered today, yeah, it seems really important, but it really is all kind of irrelevant, because we're all going to be servants to the race of Bigfoot here come January. So be prepared. Be prepared. Yeah. Scary. That's where it is. But all right. That's going to cover it for this week's episode of Talk About It. Make sure you hit those like and follow buttons. Make sure you comment. I want to hear all your takes on all that stuff. And, for the time being, running through December, I believe I'm just going to be streaming on Saturdays about around the noon time. I'm going to try to resume a regular schedule come the new year, but I'm going to get through this December 1st, get that done, and see if we can get some changes happening around here. But in the meantime, make sure you hit those like and follow buttons. Make sure you jump over to the merch shop, pick up your new hoodie, man. We got that shit. We got the Unfiltered hat. We got all the fun shit. So make sure you jump on over there. And until next week, I'll see y'all then.
What's this?
Talk about it.
What's this?
Talk about it.